So, recording. Hi, Elaine. My name is Lotte Vesterli, the author of Life After Bullying, 3 Steps to Inner Peace. And I'm here with Coach Elaine. We're going to talk about the bully in ourselves and the bully when we work out. And I'm based in Denmark, so it's evening for me, and it's morning for Elaine in California.
Thank you. And it was quite a wonderful opportunity to bring fitness and your expertise in this relationship with being bullied, and the understanding of how that bully works in our mind. Because as a trainer for about 15 years, I noticed a lot of my clients had an inner bully that they were bringing to the gym. And that inner bully would want they would want that bully to punish their body, right? And that happens a lot. So I think if anybody's watching this as a person that may be going to the gym and ever have experienced their inner bully, this could be a really powerful and beautiful conversation. I was able to look at the workbook that you have that goes along with that book, which isn't that a free resource with the book?
Yeah, I took out all the exercises in the book and put them out as a free resource for everyone to just grab. Of course, there's more information about each exercise in the book described, but people can just pull it down from the website, Life After Bullying.
So that's what I did. And when I saw the exercises in there, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I think we're both on the same track, like parallel trains.
Yeah.
Because the methodology that I finally realized I needed to bring to my fitness clients was a method that included, let's look at the inner bully. Let's work that out before we work your body out, so that we're not bringing that bully to punish you at the gym or to criticize you or to self-defeat you even after you accomplish this amazing physical feat. So I want to talk a little bit about those exercises first and just get some thoughts from you about how they have worked for your clients. You have an exercise that is called Finding Yourself. I think it's exercise 4 on there. And I think that one of the things I love about this exercise is how similar it is to the first thing I do when my clients come to me. Sometimes there's this real realization that they're not working out for themselves. They're working out for their mother that wanted them to be on a diet when they were really young and never thought their body was pretty enough. Or they're working out for their father who wanted them to be an athlete, but they were not that. So they weren't really working out for themselves. They were working out. And so this exercise, Finding Yourself, can you tell me a little bit about it and how you help people find themselves, especially after being bullied or recognizing an inner bully, and how you work that out?
That's a big question. That can go on for hours, but I do my best to do it short. So my 3 steps is, the first one is really to acknowledge where you are. And that's where Finding Yourself comes in. Like, acknowledge where you are today with everything that's happened to you up until now has shaped you. But it also have probably some good things, and there's some bad things. And there's a lot of things you believe about yourself that you don't really are aware of right now. And that's the one, what I want to find yourself is, it asks a couple of questions to really see, where are you today? What are your beliefs? Do you believe you're introvert? For instance, for myself, I was a bullied victim, and I believed I was introvert. Like, I could not believe myself on stage. Today I speak internationally. I could not believe myself as standing up. I didn't have a voice. I had such a low voice back then that people couldn't hear me. I know today it's a little bit harsh because I have a cold, but usually it's strong. And I'm actually got to be extrovert. I love networking. I love being with people. I love interacting. So, but back then, my true beliefs about myself was introvert. It was, I had social anxiety. I was hiding behind the walls. I would work out to please people. I used to be overweight to hide myself. And I was told, oh, I tried one diet after the other diet after the other diet. It was all about who I believed I was and who I believed I should please. As you said, for your mother, from your partner, from people who were looking at you. You should be somebody else. So this exercise really created to see, where are you right now? No judging, just where are you right now? Because without that foundation, we can't really move. So.
But can I ask you how being bullied, how being a victim of a bully and bullying may have shaped your lens of yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Back then, I was bullied by my teacher and then by my classmates. And I describe about my story in the book as well. And I really got in such a bad shape. Like, I had severe social anxiety. I'm not kidding. People who see me today, they can't recognize me from who I am. I used to joke about, because in Denmark, many people have light hair. So I used to joke about, they can recognize this, but they can't recognize me as a person. Because I was somebody totally different. I did not believe I was able to achieve anything. I didn't believe I was just a no good. So I was that quiet, hugged down person who had a hard time standing up for herself. So that was the bully for me and how I bullied myself. Because one thing was, I was bullied over and over again during my school years. But that created the bully inside of me that kept on believing those voices, believing that bullying.
Thank you for sharing that, and I'm so grateful that you did get over the hump and you have this experience of what it's like to have been bullied, but also to be on the other side of that as an inspiration for others. For people that may be where you were when you were bullying yourself or carrying that forward and bringing it into your relationship with fitness, what was it like, if you can go back and remember how you used fitness to either try to validate the bully in you or feed the bully in you? Was there any of that going on? How did the bully show up in your relationship with fitness in any way, if it did?
Yeah, I was probably less of fitness as more of the dieting part.
Okay.
Trying to lose weight and but I was also, I never thought about it that way with the fitness, but of course there was part of it that wanted to be fit so that I could be better, but I've kept stopping doing it, as well as I kept gaining weight, because my true inner body did not believe that I was good enough to look good, to be thin. But the other thing I use fitness for is actually, I did some physical exercise, like climbing and hiking in the Himalayas with my then boyfriend. And those exercises helped me push myself outside the comfort zone. So that's the other way that fitness actually can help. So that can help pushing you out and do some things that you don't believe you can do, so that you actually see that there's things that you can't do. Maybe that little voice is not always right. So
I love that. So both angles. One, the inner bully in you may have had you withdraw from exercises sometimes because you didn't think you were good enough. And at the same time, you could use fitness to push yourself a little bit more, stretch yourself a little further, to work that inner bully out and say, no, I am good enough. Look, I can hike the Himalayas. That's just, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And I think when we do that, the exercise have to be more extreme, like you accomplish something special, like hiking or climbing or doing paragliding or whatever it is that you try out where you really push yourself outside the comfort zone.
And if I want to,
Yeah.
I just want to say how important what you said is for recognizing the language of extreme. Because in fitness, at least in America, we have all these extreme fitness programs that people are jumping into. I don't know if it's in Denmark, but we have CrossFit, SoulCycle, Barry's Boot Camp, all of these like high intensity things, but people are not necessarily using them at the perspective or consciously, as you just said, that they could be used consciously for some people. If you know yourself, right? If you do this exercise that you have just put on there, find yourself, know your limiting beliefs, and then you know that you're someone that's holding yourself back, keeping yourself small, not believing you're good enough. Well, then if you put yourself intentionally into something that is a little bit extreme, like you said, for yourself, stretches you, pushes you out, then you're consciously choosing fitness that's extreme for the benefit of moving that inner bully out, for killing the ego inside of you that's holding you back.
Yes.
Right? I think that's a beautiful way to be in relationship with fitness, and not just throw those high intensity things out, but use them differently for the purpose of where you might be between your ears mentally.
Yeah. They can be extremely helpful for that. That's how we see ourselves, and what we then, when we take the effort to recognize what we did afterwards and say, oh, wow, I did that. And write about it, like really embody it and say, hey, when I can do this, what else can I do?
Yes. So let's segue into the other exercise, which is right along the lines of what we're talking about, where you have an exercise in your workbook called Uncovering Your Limiting Beliefs. So just like you described, oh, I don't think I'm good enough, the inner bully is talking and saying, I'm not good enough, whatever that is. What are some other limiting beliefs that you have seen uncovered and then worked out through the awareness of them, or worked out through any kind of exercise physically that helps embody the new belief?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things here. But when we start to uncover our limiting beliefs and we start to notice, why do I feel this way? What is it that happens right now that make me feel low? And start sinking into it and just start feeling, what is it right now? What my body speaking to me? What am I talking about? What is this about? Because we have to uncover the limiting beliefs in order to work with them. And can be done in a lot of ways. But when we really start questioning ourselves and start saying, what is this? What is this about? What is it right now I'm feeling, and why am I feeling this way? Now we're starting to get some hints about what it is. Uncovering our limiting beliefs is not easy. It's actually one of the most difficult things, and the one thing that you keep going on doing. And sometimes it does need a coach, someone to ask you the questions. But when we really start to be conscious about it and listen to the signals that we get and our own body responds, then we can start be aware of what's going on, what's really going on. And I mean, this is a whole range for not being good enough, not smart enough. I have to be slim because everybody else is that. Or slim is not necessarily healthy. So, but it's just the feeling is I have to look like the cover magazine. Who told you that? Why do we have to be it? Why do we have that limiting beliefs? It can be your dad scolding at you when you got a mark, or you didn't score that goal in football. That's most for boys, but for girls as well. When we talk, why didn't you win this? Or why weren't you able to go through the whole 5 mile? Or why didn't you? All of these embed some limiting beliefs in us that tells us, I can't do that. And that's what keeps stopping us when we grow older. And when we start being aware of that, we can start work with it.
And I love that the next step right after that to work with it is to say, notice how you feel.
Yeah.
Can you maybe share how you help people notice how they feel, or the way in which that brings people back to their body in some way, so they can be in relationship with that thought, creating a connection to their body?
So I have several ways in my book that describe that. One of the techniques I love is the RIM technique, regenerating images in memory, because it actually takes you through the feelings in the body and open up for where does that feeling belong? Where did it originate? And as soon as it originates, we can start working with it. And when we then see what is it that you were told that back then, like for me, when my teacher was telling I was stupid, I wasn't able to learn. When I was suddenly seeing that from my adult perspective, I could start turn that around, and then I could embody it into my cellular level. And when you embody it into the cellular level, you get it to the heart instead of to the head. Because we can talk about it as much as we want, but talking doesn't make it into our heart. We need to really embody it and have it really own that new feeling. And we can anchor that with visualization, with just owning that new feeling and the warmth and the color and all of this into our body with that new beliefs. And then suddenly we can start shifting how we see ourselves.
So for anybody who's listening and doesn't understand embody at the cellular level.
Yeah. Actually, our cells, you know today that our cells have a memory. And when we talk about the trauma memory, just because that's a lot of what happens in our body when we react in the way that we do to protect ourselves. So when we stop exercising, for instance, because we always told that we couldn't achieve what we wanted, we wasn't good enough to do this. So when we stop it today, it's because our little 5-year-old have been told that. I know it's scary, because if I keep going, I'm going to get punished in some way because I didn't achieve whatever I wanted. So now that little 5-year-old is telling you, stop that exercise, it's going to hurt you, stop that. So the 5-year-old is protecting the grown-up, which we know in our head doesn't make sense. But that's how our trauma memory works. So when we are able to make it safe to exercise and then anchor that in the cells, now we no longer have the trauma memory. So that little 5-year-old is no longer in charge. And now it can be the adult self who goes out to exercise or whatever else it is.
I love that you just said that, because for so many years as a personal trainer, I was training 5-year-olds in adult bodies.
Yeah.
And in relationship with that 5-year-old who was, controlling whether they showed up at the gym or not, or how much punishment that 5-year-old was saying that body needed because of the trauma.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't have all of the knowledge I have now in regards to consciousness work or trauma or the embodiment work. But now it's so clear to me, and this is one of the things that I'm so grateful you're able to have this conversation with me about, which is the more we can express and speak on this embodied cellular communication. Are the cells, are they embodying trauma, communicating that? Are they embodying our conscious choice to free ourselves from that, to do the work, to embrace a new narrative? So I'd love to just end with, on a positive note, and some wonderful love and light, as they say, how you embodied the cellular memory to work out the belief of the life after bullying, like how you work that out of your body and how you're embracing or embodying a new cellular memory in your life. What are maybe one or two things that you, muscles that you know are strong because of the work that you did to get to where you are today?
Oh, let me start. Yeah. Working out the bully is one of the most important things you can do. And today's research shows that more than 40% of the population have been bullied, and I guess it's way higher somewhere in their life. And it can be other kids, it can be teachers, coaches, parents, siblings, whatever it is where you feel that you've been let down and they have embedded some belief in you that's still there, they're still caring. So when you start really being aware of that and you start to release that and you start to let go, and you might know something yourself and already work with something that it works for you to let things go, or you can use swim, tapping. Go to my homepage, look for the free resources there to start working out your bully, to really release that. Because who I am today, after I've been releasing my inner bully, and it took me years, this is not a like quick fix. It takes some time to do it, but every step up was a step up the ladder to a more empowered and stronger me. And actually today, I would not be without my past bullying experience, because that shaped me to be the one I am today. So, but just start, take a step, and see what's going to happen for your life.
I'm so grateful. So where can people find you? Do you have a website or any social media handles?
Yeah, the easiest way is simply go to www.lifeafterbullying.com. There you can find the book, and free, and you don't even have to sign up. The workbook, there's other resources, and there's also a free community where you do sign up, where there's even more resources that's coming up. So yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this work, for helping liberate people's minds and bodies, and for being that
bring it into the fitness world, because that's so important as well.
Yes, when anybody is ready to be in a relationship with fitness as part of working out that bully, I am here for you. That's my jam, my juice, that's my passion. And so I really love the work you do a lot because it's so complementary. And I'm sure that we could have another conversation in the future, maybe about specific physical exercises that you do that keep your mind in you, how beautiful you are, how powerful you are, how strong and smart you are, and how important you are.
Yeah, I'd love to continue the conversation and show people more for your tribe as well. And where do people find you if they are not?
Oh, people can find me on Facebook at Vibe Method, VIBE Method, and on Instagram at Vibe Method. And Vibe Method is the framework I use to help people in relationship with their fitness to work out that bully through a different relationship with their fitness that is not encouraging the bully to show up at the gym with them.
Perfect. Well, thank you for listening, and it's been a great conversation. I'm looking forward to continue.
Thank you, Lat.